And hello there! It's me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, adventurer, entrepreneur, and of course, your host of the Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, on AWSN Radio. This is a sort of live stream recording of my show for tomorrow. For everyone out there who listens on AWSN Radio, the show broadcasts in its edited form on Saturdays at 11 a.m. and repeats on Sundays at 11 a.m. And then there is the podcast version that posts on Sundays, usually by the afternoon and whatnot, which can be listened onto a variety of smart devices and podcast playing programs. So, thanks for joining me here, and we can get started with today's little broadcast. Okay. Hope everyone's feeling well today. I do hear a nasty cold is going around. Alright, so didn't quite have all of my files in place apparently. So just gotta move some things around and we'll be all set. Also, for those playing at home, I also post a YouTube version of this broadcast, my podcast at least, on YouTube, and then this Twitch stream also gets posted sometime next week at some point, maybe over the weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kind of depends on how busy I am. Okay, so last week was the 29th, 28th, doesn't matter. There we go. Okay, I think we can begin. There we go. Okay. Super. Okay. And of course, if you are watching, feel free to follow this Twitch channel, as I usually broadcast every week at least once, and then do some occasional gaming in between. Thank you and welcome once again, my friends, to the Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, adventurer, entrepreneur, and amateur moderator of Twitter. And welcome to AWSM Radio, an independent digital-only radio station that plays today's best music, old school classics, along with a rotating cast of all-star DJs. AWSM Radio focuses on mainstream artists, independent artists, along with a variety of interesting talk and music shows throughout the day. All we do is entertain, inspire, and inform. And my friends, I want you to be part of the conversation. I want to engage with you, so you can find me on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, and now even on the Counter Social if you're trying to get off of Twitter. And as well as Anchor.fm/Colt S. Taylor, all those places. The Anchor.fm is where you can listen to the podcast version of this show that gets posted by Sunday-ish, and Cameo, where you can hire me out to have a special birthday greeting or retirement greeting for a special someone, or maybe somebody you don't like. I just did one. Happy birthday, Barry. A little bonus there for you. And of course, ColtSebastianTaylor.com for all things Colt Sebastian Taylor. All right, my friends, let's get started with this week's Saturday Report. There we go. Nice, solid opening. Tomorrow is the 5th. Okay. Boop. No, can't do it. Boop. There we are. Okay. Do. All ships at sea. Doot, 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 doot. Okay. Okay. First story to do. First story. Stupid ass. Okay. Okay, here we go. First up this week, some music news. Only appropriate because this is a radio station that plays music. Taylor Swift made history as the first artist with the entire top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. Yes, that's right. This week on the top 10 Billboard Hot 100, every single song was sung by Taylor Swift. First time in history. Drake claimed 9 out of the top 10 spots back in September 2021, but Ms. Swift managed to pull it off. First time in the 64-year history of the Billboard Hot 100 song charts. Pretty impressive. So the top 10 songs. Top 10 songs are number 1, Anti-Hero. Number 2, Lavender Haze. Number 3, Maroon. Number 4, Snow on the Beach. Number 5, Midnight Rain. Number 6, Bejeweled. Number 7, Question. Number 8, You're on Your Own, Kid. Number 9, Karma. And finally, number 10, Vigilante Shift. That's right. All top 10. All top 10. Billboard 100, which combines streams, airplay, audiences, and sales, combines them. I think, I don't know how it works, but she claimed the top 10. Pretty impressive. Number 4, just as a note, number 4 being Snow on the Beach. That does also feature Lana Del Rey, so a little assist from Lana there, but pretty impressive. Very impressive. Just to recap the history of Taylor Swift's Hot 100 number ones over the last 10 years, starting from the earliest to the most recent. In 2012, it was We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together Again. 2014 had 2, Shake It Off in Blank Space. 2015 had Bad Blood. 2017 there was Look What You Made Me Do. 2020 had 2 more, Cardigan and Willow. 2021, All Too Well, Taylor's version. And then finally, Anti-Hero in this week. Pretty impressive. She also becomes one of 16 acts with 9 or more Hot 100s and one of 7 solo women, including Mariah Carey, which has 19, Rihanna, which has 14, Madonna, that has 12, Whitney Houston has 11, Janet Jackson has 10, and Katy Perry has 9. The Beatles lead all acts with 20 Hot 100 number ones. Hot 100 number ones. So, congratulations to Taylor Swift, the amazingly talented artist. Pretty funny too. When she ever pops up in random things and whatnot. So, yeah. So, anyways, congratulations, Taylor Swift. First time in 64 years, all top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. All those songs are now claimed by Taylor Swift. Probably won't last until next week, but hey, she only needed 1 week to claim all 10. So congratulations. Taylor Swift. Okay, moving along. In other music news of lesser importance, I suppose, Lindsay Lohan is releasing a cover of Jingle Bell Rock ahead of her next Netflix film. Yes, that's right. Lindsay Lohan film coming up on Netflix debuted. This song's on debut on her Netflix movie, I guess she's doing, called Falling for Christmas. In this film, Lindsay Lohan plays an unlucky hotel heiress with amnesia who falls for the charming lodge owner. Break out your camcorder emoji because, yes, that's Lindsay Lohan singing Jingle Bell Rock in the Falling for Christmas trailer Netflix posted on Twitter this week. So for those playing at home, this Christmas classic was first released in 1957 by Bobby Holmes. I'm sure my grandmother knows exactly who that is. Made a memorable appearance in the 2004 comedy Mean Girls, which was also had Lindsay Lohan. Directed by Mark Waters and written by Tina Fey. In that movie, Lohan, who played Katie Heron, was joined by fellow classmates Rachel McAdams, Lacey Chalbert, and a very young Amanda Seyfried, in a Jingle Bell Rock scene, which they were doing a talent show, I believe. Very good movie. Kind of before Lindsay Lohan got some substance abuse issues and kind of fell off the wagon there, but looks like she's got herself put back together again, so that's always good. But anyways, yes, you can hear the musical talents of Lindsay Lohan in Falling for Christmas, available on Netflix November 10th. By this time next week, you can listen to it. Will I have a full review of this movie? No, I will not, because Netflix is not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. They should be, though. I mean, they should be. Lohan Bells. We'll call that segment. Boop. Moving along. Next up, my friends, we now go to India. India's capital of New Delhi, where all primary school primary schools have closed this week due to toxic smog choking the city of 20 million people. And the particles, the level of these particles, the PM2.5 particles, that they're so tiny, this smog particles, that they can enter the bloodstream, were 25 times the daily maximum recommended by the World Health Organization, according to the air monitoring firm IQ Air. So 25 times than what is recommended. And New Delhi apparently has lots of smog issues. Smoke from farmers burning crop stubble outside of the city to prepare for the new season of growing, vehicle exhaust, factory emissions. Every winter, the smog appears and is blanketed in deadly gray haze. Delhi is frequently ranked as one of the world's most polluted cities. On Friday, it again topped, this past Friday, it topped IQ Air's list of major cities with the worst air quality. And even if you take a look at it, it's just a smoggy haze around the entire city. And unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. There's so many things that contribute to the smog that even by halting construction for a few weeks on projects and trying to reduce emissions does not make that much of a difference. A 2020 study by Lancet attributed 1.67 million, with an M, million deaths to air pollution in India in the past 12 months when they did the study, including over 17,000 people in the capital. Okay, now there's over 1 billion people in India. For those playing guess how big countries are and whatnot, it's one of the largest countries in terms of population in the world. I'm not quite sure which one's bigger, China or India, but both of them are over 1 billion. But so it's a lot of people, a lot of emissions, and the air and smog there kill over 1.5 million people a year there because the air is so bad, apparently. However, it's not only a environmental and health problem, but it's also a political flashpoint. Delhi is in the northern state of Punjab, governed by the AAP party, and a rival to Prime Minister Modi's BJP party. So this is also a political butting of heads between the parties as well, blaming each other about what's going on. Although many people are saying that finger pointing and blame games needs to stop. According to one spokesman, it won't help in finding solutions. We can blame them and they can blame us, but that would lead to nothing. Farmers need solutions, he added. The day they get a solution, they will stop burning the stubble. So basically, like what's left over, you harvest wheat, there's still stuff at the bottom. They burn that so they can get ready for the next year's growing season. So hopefully that clears up so kids can go back to school. But until the smog situation improves, I wouldn't be surprised if schools remain closed for quite a while. Smog. Wow. Next up, my friends, we go to Peru, where 70 tourists are currently being held hostage in Peru by an Amazonian tribe to bring attention to the pollution going on in the Amazonian rainforest. The indigenous people from the Cunico from the northernmost Loreto province in Peru have detained a group of tourists to protest the lack of government aid following an oil spill. According to Watson Churillo, the leader of the community, told Radio Programas de Peru, we want to call the government's attention with this action. There are foreigners and Peruvians. There are about 70 people. The tourists include citizens from Spain, France, Switzerland, and the United States. They spent a night inside the boat while the Trujillo waits to hear from the government, with photos showing the boat moored to the side of the Maharon River. The tourist may be held for about 6 to 8 days until a deal has been reached. The Trujillo said the group took a radical measure in efforts to pressure the government to assess the environmental damage from over 2,000 tons of crude oil leaking into the river. The tourists include a 1-month-old child, someone with disabilities, a pregnant woman, and elderly people as well. According to Angela Ramirez, one of the detainees, posted on Facebook, they told us that it was because they are seeking the attention of the state to resolve the oil spill, and as a result, 2 children and a woman have died from the oil spill. They are kind and respectful to us, but it is the only way they have found to look for solutions for the community. In the post, the quicker they are heard, the quicker they will let us go. We've been here since 10 a.m. They took the boat and took the battery, so the boat can't go anywhere. Help me share. We are physically fine. Help me help them be heard. According to the British Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, they're also confirmed that there are a very small number of British nationals caught up in the protest as well. So basically, there is the North Peruvian pipeline, which is an oil pipeline going through Peru, burst on September 16th, causing a 90-day state of emergency to be declared in the region to help with the cleanup. According to the oil company Petro Peru, the spill was caused because of an potential 21-centimeter cut in the pipeline. The river in the area has long been the lifeline to the native people living there, a source of drinking water, fish, recreation for children who splash in it in the hot summer day. However, oil spills have caused major pollution in here. In 2014, another 2,000 gallons of oil spilled into the river, dyeing it a deep black and contaminated with toxic metals. 2 more major spills, as well as 20 other smaller ones, have taken place over the next 5 years since then. The pipeline is a 40-year-old, 800-kilometer pipeline that carries crude oil from the Amazon across the Andes Mountains and to the Pacific coast. According to Peruvian Amazon, which is a organization that monitors the Amazon rainforest in Peru, between 2000 and 2019, there have been over 470 oil spills in there. So, these folks, they kind of had enough and they took some hostages. And I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've heard about it, so they got the attention. But hopefully, next 6 to 8 days, they will get the resources they need from the Peruvian government, who seem to be dragging their feet cleaning up the area. So those folks will be let go, and the cleanup of the spill can begin. Okay. moving along into some sadder news. Food writer Julia Powell passed away this week at the age of 49 from a cardiac arrest. She was the author behind the book that inspired the movie Julie and Julia, where if you watch the movie, which I did, it followed this writer who was going through the Joy of Cooking book, one meal every day, and then also went back and checked out the life of Julia Roberts as well. But she passed away recently due to a cardiac arrest at the age of 49. Very, very young. And, cardiac arrest in women is unfortunately not an uncommon thing. It's kind of a does not get enough attention as it should. She had COVID earlier this year, although there's no evidence right now that suggests that COVID has caused anything with this heart attack or not, or cardiac arrest. We don't really know whether it was a heart attack or something else, but that's the only information that was released. But, very, very sad. Cardiac arrest causes, according to the National Institute of Health, almost 500,000 deaths in the United States every year. And heart disease is the number one cause of death for women in the United States, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, better known as the CDC. The American Heart Association highly recommends that people learn some basic CPR. It could save someone's life. There's plenty of free classes out there where you can learn all the critical points of CPR. And like I said, that may seem silly, but that CPR could help save someone's life. If someone does lose consciousness or has a cardiac arrest, the American Heart Association recommends you start immediately with CPR and calling 911. So, unfortunately, once again, the food writer behind the movie Julie and Julia, Ms. Julie Powell, passed away this week at the age of 49 due to a cardiac arrest. And so, if you have a chance, check out the movie, check out her book. Very talented food writer. And, just a sad story to pass along. Moving along to some good news, as far as I'm concerned, the European Union has banned conspiracy theorist David Icke for 2 years. Yes, that's right. David Icke, known conspiracy theorist from everything from reptilians and just almost anything under the sun, has a almost cult-like following. Like the folks that I have never met anyone who had positive things to say about him to be a normal person. They're usually a wee bit off, and I immediately change the conversation. Well, anyways, the Dutch government has banned him from the Netherlands and the entire Schengen area, which is the entire European Union, for 2 years, fearing his presence could cause disturb public order. Icke claimed that he'd been banned by the, quote, fascist Dutch regime, those Dutch, and published on his website a letter sent to him by Dutch immigration officials on behalf of State Secretary for Justice and Security, Eric Vandenberg. Icke is a former professional footballer, which is soccer for those folks here in the United States, and television presenter who has argued that the world is ruled by reptiles, and recently advocated, and was a theory recently advocated by Dutch populist parliamentarian Thierry Baudet. He was scheduled to speak at a demonstration in Amsterdam on Sunday against the Ukrainian war, the Dutch government, and high energy prices. Amsterdam officials feared that there would be clashes even if he only appeared via video link. According to the letter sent to him, quote, With this letter, I inform. Should I do this in a Dutch accent? I'll do that. This letter, I inform you that you have been flagged immediately in the Schlingen information system for 2 years, and you are not allowed to enter the Schlingen area. You have been internationally known for years as a propagator of conspiracy theories. I don't know if that's what the Dutch sounds like. The presence of Ick, who's in the past made offensive statements and anti-Semitic statements, could lead to unrest in the Netherlands, and that's why he has been banned. The Dutch authorities say this is the second time they've taken such actions. They've banned, in 2019, they banned Steven Anderson, an American preacher who believes that gay people should be executed. So, gosh, he's in good company of crazies. So, I guess he has to stay in the United Kingdom. David Icke, not allowed to go to Europe. Boy howdy. That guy is a lunatic. The man is a lunatic. And, whew. Boy, you know what? If you listen to any of his word salad, you feel your sanity slowly leaving in you. He probably is a reptilian. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to start my own conspiracy theory. David Icke is a reptilian, and he is pointing out other reptilians as a way to hide his own reptilianness. Ha ha! You know what? The difference between that theory and David Icke's theory, I can go to the Netherlands anytime I want. David Icke. Okay. Just this a little bit. There we go. Okay. Time for an ad break. And you know who else can go to the Netherlands anytime he wants to? My friend DC, but not on the weekends because he is here on AWSM Radio with some great music. That's right, my friends. It's a DC live in effect Fridays at 9 p.m. You do not want to miss out while he smashes it on the ones and twos with his totally human hands, not reptilian hands, kicking the beach from South Florida every week. And then on Saturdays, my friends, it's DC House Party Saturdays, where DC brings his freestyling DJ to the max. You can check out all of the perfectly human, non-reptilian Miami vibe without actually having to go down there. From the top clubs to the bars, DC will bring the party to you Saturdays at 10 p.m. and then Sundays at 10 p.m. Once again, it is DC live in effect. So, just to review, Fridays at 9, DC live in effect. Saturdays at 10, DC House Party Saturdays. And then Sundays at 10 p.m., DC live in effect yet again. Only here, my friends, on AWSM Radio. Okay, how much time do we have recorded? Okay, let's see here. 1, 4, 5, 7, 11. Let's see here. It was 16, 18, 22, 21. Ooh, okay. Plugging right along. Plugging right along. Next up, folks, it's time for an Elon Musk Twitter update. That's right, my friends. I usually cover, I don't cover national news too often. I like to give you stories that you might have missed, but gosh, it's like watching a train wreck. I really just can't get enough of it. So, as you may have picked up, and I've reported on this since it first popped up in April, Elon Musk now officially owns Twitter. The deal is done. He's now the chief twit, according to his own Twitter profile. And, things are not going too well at the moment. So he owns it. Over the weekend, he has laid off a bunch of people. Reports say about 50% of the workforce has been laid off. How did he do this? A big company meeting? Nope. They closed the offices over the weekend, turned off everyone's swipe cards, so they emptied out the office and said, you will know if you have a job Monday morning. If you do, you'll get an email in your corporate email account, or you won't be able to access that, and you'll get an email in your personal email account. Yes, that's right. Firing by email. Wow, what a guy. Also, he is going to be charging for the blue check mark. Yes, so on Twitter, so that every Tom, Dick, and Joe don't claim to be Burt Reynolds or something, Twitter will verify people. Am I verified? No, I should be, because I'm a award-winning journalist, or at least I will be, maybe one of these days. I could say that. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. But I'm not verified. But for a low price of $8, I could be. Yes, that's right. I could be verified on Twitter for $8 a month. It was going to be $20 a month, but sort of in a real-time testing of fees, that's now down to $8. And many celebrities, or any celebrity that wants to keep their blue check mark, will have to pay $8 a month to keep it. That's right, $8 a month to keep it. Many celebrities, a lot of news folks are just sort of really are gruffing against this. Those on Fox News said they would never pay for it, although let's be honest, the company will probably pay for it. But yeah, anyone can apparently just get in there and get verified in a few weeks for a low price of $8. So I would say that Elon Musk is not so much a proponent of free speech, but he's a proponent of fee speech. So with that $8, your replies will get priority, apparently. So at the top of the list, I guess some other features as well. Yeah. So, also, Elon Musk has also fired a bunch of people in terms of content moderation. So all the crazies in the woodworks are coming out, and all the terrible things that would get you banned usually, that's just free flowing right now, apparently. Although, funny thing did happen to me this week. I got suspended for 12 hours on Twitter. Never before, despite all the crazy things that I say, have I ever been suspended on Twitter. But some right-wing chode spreading conspiracy theories about the Paul Pelosi attack. I called him I called him a series of different names. He got a little hurt about that, and then reported me, and then apparently I got suspended for 12 hours. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? But him spreading homophobic, transphobic conspiracy theories about political figures to endanger them and others, perfectly okay. So, yeah, things are going great at Twitter. Also on Twitter, Elon Musk was complaining that advertisers were leaving in droves, according to, quote, activist groups pressuring advertisers, even though nothing has changed with content moderation, and we did everything we could to appease activists. Extremely messed up. They're trying to destroy free speech in America. Well, nothing changed except you fired all the people who had the guardrails up there. And you know what? People spreading conspiracy theories about reptilians and how people should be killed and whatnot, may not be the best place to put your marketing money. May not be the best place to put your marketing money. Just saying. Also upset is many people on the right who want their accounts back for being, kicked off for doing terrible things in the past. According to various statements released by Twitter, no one's getting their account back for at least weeks and weeks from now. They're still working through the moderating system and whatnot. So lots of folks feel like they've been bamboozled by Elon Musk, making no one happy. And again, he paid $44 billion for Twitter, a company that has not made any profit in the last 2 years. Made $5 billion, spent $5.5 billion. The company does not make money. It has not made money. So he's figuring if he cuts the workforce in half and has told all departments to figure out how to save $1 billion, he can start making some money off of Twitter, which he has to because the interest payments for the loans he took to buy Twitter, they can come up with $1 billion. $1 billion. So, is it going to work? Will he succeed? Ooh, doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. Not at least not too much. At least not working out so far. But lots of people are getting fired. People are happy they're getting fired because they think they're somehow this is going to open up Twitter to all of the quote unquote free speech. Just as a reminder to people, the First Amendment gives you free speech. Okay. That doesn't mean there's not consequences for their speech. Like if I came on here on the radio and called for the invasion of Delaware by Pennsylvania to revoke their independence from the colony of 1701, look it up, Delaware. I can. Will AWSM radio then kick me off the air if I spend all my time talking about invading Delaware? Probably. Are they inhibiting my free speech? No, it's the consequences of my actions. I was free to say it. I'm not free to stay here, though. The AWSN radio is not the government. The government can't stop you from saying something. If Joe Biden said, "Hey there, partner, Colt, I'm from Delaware. You can't invade Delaware from Pennsylvania," and as president, I'm going to say no. The United States government says, "No, Colt, you can't get on the radio." You see, that would be a First Amendment thing. That's the government doing something, not a private business. Okay, not a business. Twitter's a business. Okay. Now listen, friends. Listen. If you're calling for the nationalization of Twitter to make it a public utility so that everyone can speak on Twitter, I will give you that. Listen. I will give you the nationalization of Twitter for the nationalization of healthcare. So, there you go. I will gladly trade you Twitter for healthcare. So if we can make that deal, let's make that deal. No? Okay, well then, it is what it is. It is what it is. And also, just as a note, folks, the people who are just saying that, also Elon Musk also fired the entire board of directors and whatnot, and people are very happy that the CEO of Twitter got fired, that he'll never have a job again in the tech world. I think not. He convinced a crazy a crazy Bond villain to pay $44 billion for a company that doesn't make money and got their shareholders a ton of money. So yeah, and he's only been he worked there for a year. He did a fine job. A fine job, my friends. A fine job. Oh, wow. I did not expect to spend that much time talking about Twitter, but I just cannot pull myself away from this train wreck. I just can't. I just can't. Okay. That was a long one. Alright, so let's see here. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. Nope. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 4, 11. And then 16. And then 18. And then 22, 23, 32. Oh boy. Okay, I should do another ad. Another ad. Am I broadcasting properly? Let's see here. It's like a buzz. What's up with this buzz? Alright. Moving along. Maybe I need to turn my mic down. Don't matter now. Okay. My friends, one person that the government can never silence, no matter how hard they try, is my friend Rox. Why? Because she's on so often. That's right. The Rock Sessions is our drive time show here on AWSM Radio, making sure that your evening commute home is fun, featuring the hottest music on the charts and some other surprises in between. She will make it rock style, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., only here on AWSM Radio. Alright, next news story. Oh, okay. Next up, folks, gardening. Yes, gardening, the age-old hobby of relaxation, watching a plant grow and bloom, sometimes planting vegetables. My goodness, who doesn't like gardening? I know my mother enjoys gardening. Mama Taylor likes to grow her own vegetables along with my grandmother. Oh boy, gardening. Well, golly, ever get bored sometimes while you're gardening and decide to plant the world's most dangerous plant and weed in there? Well, Daniel Elwyn Jones did. Yes, that's right. He planted the gimpy, native to Australia. it has a sting that is so painful it can lead to suicidal thoughts. But he's not in Australia. He's from Oxford, and he decided to wanted to add a bit of drama to his gardening. So instead of planting a fig leaf tree or an orchard, dubbed some of the hardest to nurture in the plants, he decided to opt for a member of the nettle family. According to a quote, he said, "I just thought that I would add a bit of drama to my gardening. You can get seeds on the internet. You have to be careful it doesn't spread out of a contained area, though, so I keep it potted in my front room. I got the seeds from a company in Australia. It cost me something like 60 Australian dollars, so it wasn't cheap. I've always liked the plants, though. I just have got a bit bored with geraniums." Yeah, so he's bored, so he got the world's most dangerous plants. According to the internet, he continued, Aborigines supposedly used it to help treat arthritis. I'm not sure how true that is or how it would work. So the plant is very dangerous, notorious for an extremely painful sting that leave its victims suffering for weeks or even months. Those who have been stung by the shrub describe it the pain, the worst kind you can imagine. This gentleman here, he's been growing bananas into his front garden and thought the gimpy plant would keep things interesting. He put the plant in a cage with a sign that says "Danger." He asked if he had been stung yet, and Daniel said he had had a few brushes with danger. He said, "If you grasp it, it's probably not a good idea, but I've been slightly stung by it through the fabric bit on the back of my heavy-duty elbow length gloves, and it wasn't awful. I've got 3% hydrochloric acid, which you can soak the area for 15 minutes to lessen the sting. It was very light. It didn't really bother me much, to be honest. I do keep it in a cage, though, and I keep the leaves away from the bars, as if someone came too close and brushed against it, it could be quite risky." So, my friends, if you get bored with gardening, get a fig tree. They're hard to grow, and they probably won't kill you. This plant might. It might. When I get bored, I just go for a drive, or I find something on Netflix. But this guy, oh boy, maybe people should check his basement for a skin suit, see how bored he actually gets. Crazy. Okay, moving along. Netflix. Netflix. There we go. Different Netflix. There we go. Speaking of Netflix now has ads. Yes, that's right, my friends. Netflix, well known for not having ads in its programming, is now adding ads with its $6.99 per month cheaper subscription. Netflix Basic with ads will have ads playing throughout shows. Now, for TV shows, there are sort of natural breaks for ads and whatnot. It's what TV shows do. They kind of break for ads. But apparently, according to one person who watched Netflix Basic over the weekend, there's no really rhyme or reason of when ads decide to appear. According to Netflix, people can expect to see 4 to 5 minutes of ads per hour, which, it's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. So this person did some experimentation, went through some Netflix shows and some movies and see what would happen. According to their experience, and this is, who did this? Jay Peters from The Verge checked it out. He said that every Netflix branded show or movie he tried had an ad at the front but had different number of mid-ad roles. The mid-ad roles are ads that play in the middle of a show. Community, Seinfeld, and Grey's Anatomy had no ads. Three Netflix movies he tried had ads at the beginning, but nothing in the middle. Crazy Stupid Love, the movie, had front ads and one spot for mid-roll ads. The Italian Job had front ads and 3 spots for mid-roll ads. These are ads that appear in the middle of the movie. And Spider-Man had no ads. So right now it's kind of bounces around a lot. So probably you will you'll start seeing them on Netflix. Ads are between 15 to 30 seconds long. You can pause them, but you can't skip them. And the Netflix also has a countdown, little clock at the top to let you know how many ads are coming along and how many ads you have to sit through before it starts again. So, yeah. So Netflix has ads now. Most streaming, this is the way most streaming places are going now. Hulu's had ads, unless you paid for like premium Hulu, but many of these things are now going to be ads. Now, one major drawback in the ads tier is that some things are not available to watch, like Arrested Development. You cannot watch. They charge higher prices for some of these things. So some of the newer, more popular shows you gotta pay more for. So will this work? I don't know. Probably not. Or maybe. I don't know. We'll see. They have 4 tiers. $6.99 is basic with ads. Basic is $9.99, so I guess there's no ads. They have a standard for higher quality video, 1080 PI. And then premium, or high quality 4K video, is $20 a month. So let me know if you got Netflix, let me know what you're doing. I'd be really curious. Really, really, really curious. Which one's this one? What did I just do? Oh, plant. Deadly plant. And then, why isn't this deadly plant? Rename. There we are. Netflix. Alright, let's see here. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Let's go with 16, 18, 22, 23, 33, 34, 38. Oop. I think we're just about done. Okay, let me record one more ad, take a little break, and then I will be right back. My friends, listen, you are probably a big sports fan like I am. I know that this week for me, I've been watching the World Series with the Philadelphia Phillies and Houston Astros. Hopefully the Phillies will win. Doesn't look too good right now, but hopefully they'll sweep the rest of the games in Houston. I watched the Eagles on Thursday remain undefeated. But for basketball, my friends, where do you go for basketball stuff? It's To the Rack with Mac. It's for all things basketball. Join NBA expert Mac Daddy as he brings you a full hour of high-flying hoops expertise For all things NBA, tune in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. and then at 10 p.m., it's What's Going On, our Fox Sports affiliate show, providing listeners with over 150 combined years of sports knowledge, hosted by Nate Brown and his crew. They have been a staple of Western New York sports for the past 2 decades, and now they're moving national. Wednesdays at 10 p.m., it's What's Going On. 9 p.m., it's To the Rack with Mac. Then 10 p.m., What's Going On, only here on AWSM Radio. Okay, friends, I will be back in just a moment. I'm going to go check on my dog, and we will edit this show together. So we'll be right back. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today. And hello, I'm back. How's everyone doing? Okay, so now I need to get something else up. Let's see if I can get this to display, I will. If not, then we will wrap things up. Oh, good. I think we're there. Fantastic. Okay. So now I just need to switch this over to my headphones. That's pretty loud. Okay. Doot. Let's see here. Okay, that's not right. Okay, I need to set this to be my headphones. My headphones is... Are we groovy? Let's see here. So, for those who may have been busy... That was last week's show. Okay, I'm going to take all of that out. Take all of this out. And add new recordings. Where are we? There we are. Put that there. Okay, first up, let me move this in case anyone randomly chats with me. You never know. There, and then this right there. Pull that down. Perfect. Okay, great. All right, opening. Gotta find it. Got to find it. Oh, wait, there we are. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. Thank you.
Taylor.
Thank you. Okay, opening. Next up, Taylor Swift, top 10. up this week, some music.
Taylor Swift. Next up, Lindsay Lohan. Boop. Boop. Lohan. There we are.
In other music. In other music news of lesser.
Next up, Schmog in New Delhi. Schmog.
Sponsor. Next up, my friends, we now go to India.
Peru.
Wow. Next up, my friends, we go to Peru, where 70 tourists are currently.
I think I need to put some sound thingies on here.
Quite a while. Next up, my friends, we go to Peru.
Denoiser.
For 470.
Okay, Peru. Now Julia.
Can begin. Moving along into.
Next is David. Reptilian Ikes.
Moving along to some.
Okay, after David is my pal DC. I should get him on the show sometime. He's a great guy. DC the DJ.
And you know. And you know who else can.
Alright, DC, then Twitter. Old Twitter. Twitter.
Video. Next up, folks.
Then we have rocks. Beautiful rocks.
My friends. Gardening.
Gardening. Netflix. Oh man, I'll be able to get Netflix in there. Where are we at? Ooh, we are out of time. No Netflix this week. Okay. And then we have 90 seconds to record. Okay. Well, there'll be a bonus Netflix segment then. Okay. Well, my friend, that just about wraps up this week's Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me here today on the show. And remember, if you want to engage with me, you can find me on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the Cameo at Colt S. Taylor. The podcast version of the show is available at anchor.fm/Colt S. Taylor. In fact, there might be some extra segments on there as well. So there's a story or two that didn't quite make the cut. And of course, if you haven't already, follow ColtSebastianTaylor.com as well. Oh, I'm also on Counter Social at Colt S. Taylor. If you are exploring other social media type channels out there. And my friends, if you want to hear my dulcet, fantastic, velvety voice reading one of your ads, you can become a sponsor of the show at AWSM Radio. Give them a call, contact them, let them know that you want to be heard. You want to be heard right here on the program. And I will read you the ad that will be immortalized via podcast if you want that. If not, I can always cut it out. I have that ability. Well, until next time, my fantastic friends, be sure you go out and vote this Tuesday's Election Day. Voting is very important. And then I will see you next week on the Saturday Report with Colt Sebastian Taylor. But until then, I am Colt Sebastian Taylor, and I'll see you later. Okay. All right. That should be it. Make sure that fits properly. Not quite. Alright, I have to re-record that. Too long. Needs to be a little bit shorter. Okay, let's try this again. What's my timestamp here? Okay, yep. Too much. Well, my friends, that just about wraps up this week's Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor. Remember, you can find me on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on Counter Social at Colt S. Taylor, as well as Cameo at Colt S. Taylor, the podcast version of this show, which may include an extra bit or two, who knows, can be listened to every weekend, usually on Sunday, at anchor.fm/Colt S. Taylor. And my friends, if you want to hear my velvety voice reading a sponsored ad from you, just contact the fine folks at AWSM Radio and tell them that I want Colt to read my ad, and I will. And it'll be immortalized via podcast as well, if that's what you want. If not, I can always take it out. But if you want to be heard on the show, those are the folks to talk to. Well, my friends, this week is also election week. Tuesday is elections. Go out and vote. Have your voices be heard. I highly encourage it. And so vote, and then I will join you next week on another episode of the Saturday Report. Until then, my friends, I am, of course, your friend, Colt Sebastian Taylor, and I'll see you later. Let's try that. That one might be better. Good enough. On AWSM Radio. Well, my friends. Okay. Well, let's see here. Well, my friends, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. And I'll see you on the weekend, tomorrow. And then next week, too. Until next time, once again, I'm, of course, Colt Sebastian Taylor. And I'll see you later.